This one's real. It's time for another edition of Conspiracy Theories. Tonight, let's go to Texas. 6 cows in 3 different counties were found dead last week with body parts missing, no signs of blood loss. Even the grass around them appeared totally undisturbed. Now, some are suggesting it was the work of aliens. Similar stories have been reported for decades. The first was in 1975. So why do so many aliens have beef with cows? Joining me now to discuss, UFO Seekers lead investigator, Tim Doyle. Welcome to the show, Tim.
Thanks so much, Kennedy.
So you got to give me some answers here. This is so baffling. We are told that there were surgical cuts, that their lips and bottoms and genitals were removed. I read reports of hearts and livers that resembled peanut butter. What gives?
Well, I don't know about the peanut butter, but there was a regional Emmy award-winning mainstream media journalist named Linda Moulton Howe who investigated this phenomenon in 1979, and she was from Colorado, and it was there where she met a sheriff named Tex Graves. And Tex Graves went on the record with her, unfortunately privately, saying that this phenomenon was undoubtedly caused by some type of creatures from outer space. Now, also, in New Mexico, there was a New Mexico police officer, a state police officer named Gabe Valdez. And Mr. Valdez investigated 90 cattle mutilations and 6 horse mutilations. And in one of those incidents in 1976, Mr. Valdez documented some type of triangular object which landed on the ground near one of these cows, and some type of small tripod objects coming out of this craft ranging from 28 inches to 4 inches, leaving triangular tracks in the ground. And these tripods, these small tripods, followed this cow for 600 feet, leaving tracks on the ground before this cow suddenly fell to the ground. So it's because of stories like that with local police officers, including in Texas and Levelland, outside of Lubbock, Texas in 1957. There was a sheriff, Sheriff Weir, and a Texas Tech student who observed a 200-foot oval-shaped object which shut down the Texas Tech student's car. And not to mention, there's also been a UFO sighting where individuals sued the U.S. government because one of these UFO-type objects was being escorted by military aircraft and actually caused injuries, physical injuries to people on the ground.
So get back to the Texas cows that we just saw. What's going on with them? Why do we think those were alien involvements?
Well, I think that's because of the Roswell incident. Many people maybe don't know that the Roswell parts, if you want to say there was alien spaceship parts or alien bodies and autopsies, that those things were actually done in Fort Worth, Texas, where General Ramey, the famous general who took a picture with Major Marcel, the famous picture of the Roswell parts, that was taken in Fort Worth, Texas, just north of this site. And not to mention, in the Gabe Valdez cases, which spurred the Dulce Base underground alien base theory, there was a rancher named Manuel Gomez. Manuel Gomez had exactly 6 cattle who were mutilated in the same way, and his family lived in fear.
All right, so do you think that these cows that were just killed are aliens because the surgical cuts to their face and bottoms?
What I do know is that local wildlife expert Brian Morris, who operates AAAC Wildlife Removal in Madisonville there, also does not believe this was caused by natural predators. the surgical precision of these cuts, which includes the hide removed around one side of the mouth in the cattle, could not be caused by some type of wild animals who attack at random.
Yeah, and there's little chew marks. No, these are perfectly precise incisions where parts of the face are removed. Maybe it's Satanists, maybe it's aliens, maybe they're the same thing. We don't know. We're left with so many more questions. Tim, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
No problem. Take care.
The mysterious death of 6 cattle found with their tongues removed, but no blood spilled. As Fox 26's Matthew Seedorf found out, the incidents happened less than 2 hours away in Madison, Brazos, and Robertson counties.
Rural communities in southeast Texas now on watch.
What exactly is going on here?
Authorities in at least 3 counties receiving reports of cattle lying on their sides mutilated. Madison County Sheriff's deputies discovering a 6-year-old longhorn sliced with a clean cut, hide from one side of the cow's mouth missing, the tongue also removed without any blood spilling.
It's very alarming to the community.
Carolyn Gardner owns a cattle ranch in Leon County.
I just kind of think maybe it's some kind of cult activity. There's no presence of blood spilled when the cattle were mutilated. I don't know how that could happen.
4 more cows and a yearling found dead with similar circumstances in nearby Robertson and Brazos counties. Sheriff's deputies not noticing any signs of struggle, footprints, or tire tracks close by, while predators or scavengers wouldn't touch the remains.
Doesn't make sense with no tracks, no bloodshed on the ground. They didn't take any of the meat from the animal.
More strange reports here in Montgomery County, but instead of cattle, these deaths involve goats. One family sharing these gruesome images with Fox 26, 2 goats on their private property recently sliced to death with no explanation.
Now, the cows had their sex organs removed.
The killed cattle receiving national attention.
The cattle mutilations have been going on in depth since the 70s.
A lead investigator on the TV series UFO Seekers speaking with Fox News.
In 1976, a police officer found evidence of a triangular-shaped object landing near a cow. These tripods that exited this UFO craft followed the cow for 600 feet before the cow finally fell dead.
I don't know about any alien activity, but I hope that the Cattle Raisers Association, the investigators, can, get down to the bottom of it.
A worrisome sight for many. Similar incidents have been reported across the country. Authorities in at least 4 counties across southeast Texas investigating these cases, all very similar. So far, no arrests have been made. If you have any information, call police. Reporting in Montgomery County, Matthew Seedorf.
On KBTX.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Authorities are investigating a string of mysterious cow deaths along OSR Highway.
And tonight, there are new questions about where exactly these happened. We have multiple teams following this story today. We begin with Morgan Rydell, who joins us live in Madison County. Morgan?
I spoke with the Madison, Robertson, and Brazos County Sheriff's offices about what exactly is going on here. This was first reported by the Madison County Sheriff that they had 1 incident and 5 others were in neighboring counties. Today, Robertson County did confirm they had 1 incident, almost identical to what Madison County described. The cows had the hide near their mouths and jaw removed, and the sheriff's offices said there was no tire tracks, footprints, or blood surrounding the cows. But these were just 2 incidents of the 6 mentioned in the post. When we reached out to Brazos County Sheriff's Office, they said they are not investigating any cow mutilations like these. That means 4 of those mentioned in the post are unaccounted for. We've reached out to the Madison County Sheriff's Office for clarification, and we've been told an investigator will be reaching out to us. A deputy also just informed us 1 other incident similar to these reported in the post was reported this morning. We'll have more details on that tonight. Live in Madison County, Morgan Rydell, News 3.
Morgan, thank you. After news broke last week about these cow mutilations and with no suspects being named, some conspiracy theories have begun to emerge.
All right, let's go to Hope Merritt. She's also live there in Madison County. Hope, what are you hearing about that exactly?
Rusty, Katie, the authorities say the cow died in a very mysterious way. This leaving many residents in Madison County unsure about the situation.
And it's very questionable in my mind because I'm an ABC, 1, 2, 3 ABC kind of person. And the way that I understand that they were mutilated with no blood, their tongues, and no struggle, to get out from the situation that we're in, it leaves the question to the human mind like, wow, what exactly is going on here?
Vernon Guidry owns Guidry Land and Cattle, and the bizarre circumstances hit close to home.
Our main concept is cattle, and we do IVF, in vitro fertilization. Approximately 85% of our calf crop is IVF, and the other 15% is natural breeding. At one time, Madison County here in Madisonville was the second to largest cattle operations in the United States, and I think through times that may have diminished a little, but I just love it here. It's an agriculture, cattle-related industry.
The unusual situation has drawn nationwide attention. Some are even pointing to aliens.
As far as the aliens, naturally, I don't know, but there's an awful lot of things that's going on in our universe that may, I'll just say, accidentally point us in the direction of the big, gigantic question mark. What exactly is going on here?
In a Facebook post, the sheriff's office claimed similar incidents have been reported across the United States.
They will get caught, whoever the definition of they are, but they will definitely get caught, and they need to, because this is just atrocious to understand.
Again, Madison County authorities say to contact them if you have any information on this situation. Live in Madisonville, Hope Merritt, News 3.
Bizarre mystery gaining attention on a national level. Cows found mutilated, some of them cut with precision and their bodies seemingly untouched with no bloodshed. 6 cases are now being investigated just north of the Houston area in Madison County. As KPRC2's Sabira Rayford reports, investigators are looking into who or what might be responsible.
Investigators say the cow's remains weren't even scavenged by other animals. An expert we spoke to says that's just unusual. The details read like a horror movie script. A 6-year-old longhorn cross cow found mutilated, an apparent clean cut removing the hide around the cow's mouth, only on one side, its tongue completely removed from the body with no blood spill. Except this is a real-life Madison County Sheriff's Office investigation and a real mystery for this community.
What exactly is going on here?
The Sheriff's Office says while investigating the first death, 5 cows from other locations, pastures, and herds were also found mutilated, expanding the setting of this bizarre story miles down Old San Antonio Road from Madison County near Brazos and Robertson County. So what or who is the villain of this story? We asked a wildlife expert. In your professional opinion, do you think this could be an animal?
Not at all.
Brian Moss owns a couple of ranches in the Madisonville area. He's also the owner of AAAC Wildlife Removal. He mentions these strange clues. The grass wasn't disturbed, there's no blood spill, and no noticeable tracks.
For everything to be undisturbed, the grass around it, no bloodshed, that's not a pack of coyotes. It's not a wild animal that's done that at all.
Another clue, the precision of the cuts.
They're not precision hunters. They're very aggressive, and they want to get the most they can as quickly as they can.
Could it be non-human, say an extraterrestrial being?
Stranger things have happened.
But for now, the ending of this story remains unwritten.
Very bizarre. I hope they stay away from our place.
We reached out to Madison County Sheriff's Office several times for an update on their investigation, but we have not heard back yet. Robertson County did say one of the cows did die from pneumonia, but it's unclear how or why it was mutilated. Sabira Rayford, KPRC 2 News.
In other news, the deaths and mutilation of cattle along Texas Old San Antonio Road in Madison County are under investigation. According to the Madison County Sheriff's Office, ranchers said that a 6-year-old longhorn cross cow was found dead at their ranch, mutilated and lying on its side. A straight, clean cut with apparent precision was made to remove the hide around the cow's mouth on one side, leaving the meat under the removed hide untouched. The tongue was also completely removed from the body with no blood spill. The sheriff's office says there were no signs of struggle and the grass around the cow was undisturbed. No footprints or tire tracks were noted in the area. While looking into the longhorn cross death, the sheriff's office says that 5 other similar acts involving 4 adult cows and 1 yearling were reported along the area of Texas OSR running into Brazos County and Robertson County. Each incident happened in different locations, pastures, and herds.
An urgent investigation continues surrounding the mysterious death of at least 6 cattle in southeast Texas. Now, these cows mutilated, sliced with precision, but no blood to be found. Fox 26's Matthew Seedorf with a Fox follow-up tonight from Walker County.
In rural towns across southeast Texas, curiosity continues to grow surrounding the mysterious mutilation of cattle.
I would say there just don't seem to be any logical reason why anybody would do that.
At least 6 cows in Madison, Brazos, and Robertson County found on their sides dead, hide near their mouths missing, their tongues and in some cases genitals removed. Ranchers not noticing any blood, tire tracks, or footprints. The remains left untouched from scavengers.
Definitely concerning. It's something that everybody needs to take in precaution and kind of investigate a little bit.
This is a felony criminal offense in the state of Texas.
Mark Stevens, a private investigator and retired Houston police detective following this case.
With precision cuts and the lack of blood, is that it's someone who's experienced.
7 years ago, he helped arrest 2 teens in the Cypress area for decapitating a llama and shooting another.
You have to figure out why they were focusing on the animal parts that they actually harvested.
The killed cattle gaining national attention. Some on Facebook commenting their own theories, including cult activity, aliens, and chupacabra.
I can almost guarantee you that it's not a chupacabra. So.
No chupacabra, no aliens, no Bigfoot.
It's going to be a human endeavor. We just got to figure out who did it and why. If you figure out the why part first, it's going to lead you to who.
An animal investigation only getting more urgent, worrying some living in rural counties across southeast Texas. Many people wondering why and who would do something like this. So far, no arrests have been made, but the investigation continues across at least 3 counties in southeast Texas. Reporting in Walker County, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 26 News.
We know something mysterious is happening to animals, to cows in Texas, and we'd like to help people figure out what that is.
Well, the cause of death for 6 cows in multiple Texas counties remains unknown. I spoke with the Animal Legal Defense Fund on if cases like this are normal or seen often and why they need your help to crack the case. The Madison County Sheriff's Office reported in April the unknown cause of death for 6 mutilated cows in Brazos, Madison, and Robertson counties. Cows' tongues had been removed completely, found lying on their sides with some genitalia also cut out with no blood spill. David Rosengard with Animal Legal Defense Fund shares how troubling this case is.
What is that the cows are suffering mishap or misadventure? They're getting injured, they're falling sick, they're dying. But in that case, we would expect some forensic evidence that indicates this. This is less clear.
That organization now offering a $5,000 reward to help fill in the gaps. The Madison County Sheriff's Office ruling out scavenging, determining if humans are ultimately responsible for the cow's death.
The final option is question mark. We just don't know.
Rosengard says they work with the best modern forensic scientists.
But that isn't going to tell us everything.
Animals matter, and cows in Texas have
the right to be shielded from unlawful cruelty at human hands. It's illegal to torture them. Animals are living, feeling creatures, not objects, not things.
Dr. Tom Haregrove with Texas A&M weighs in on protective measures you can take for your animals.
Make sure your cattle are identified, right? And so in Texas, we have our brands go by county, and you need to make sure you do register your brand.
Farming dogs, shepherds, and modern technology can also help you steer clear of unwanted visitors.
Anything you can do to show where there's activity. In other words, people, they want to prey on places where it doesn't look like anybody's been here for a while, so I can get in there and get some cattle and get out.
Drone oversights, electronic tagging and tracking, and certainly fencing is a good opportunity to at least restrict who is coming in and out of the property.
But the question still remains, what happened to these cows and who is responsible? The reward will remain open the entire duration of the case. Well, if you have any information regarding the death of these cows, you are asked to contact Investigator Foster with the Madison County Sheriff's Office at 936-348-2755.
Calves are found dead in Meeker, and now Parks and Wildlife are investigating how they're dying. Meeker is north of Glenwood Springs and southwest of Craig. That area is full of farms, and ranchers nearby have had some wolf attacks and attacking livestock within the last couple of years. But because dozens of calves have been found dead, Parks and Wildlife and ranchers agree that something else could be going on here. Investigations so far revealed 18 of the initial calf deaths did have injuries consistent with wolf depredation. But after many efforts of trying to locate wolves in that area using cameras, traps, even howling, as well as searching for scat, CPW just didn't find any evidence of wolves in that area. A veterinarian working with a rancher suggested those deaths could be from a bacterial infection. Wildlife officials are now looking to see if the state veterinarian can assist with determining the cause of death.
Greg arrived at the ranch. He made a horrifying discovery. A cow had been killed and mutilated in a gruesome manner.
So I get here, and the first thing you see is this huge pattern missing from the back. It was a perfect incision all the way around with a pattern, and then right here, a square patch was cut out. Just a square patch right there.
But even stranger, organs had been removed with inhuman precision.
The whole rear end was removed. I mean, everything was, it just was, it's not there. What makes this one interesting, it was a couple months pregnant when it was taken, and there was no fetus, there was no nothing.
Now, was the fetus found?
Nope. No, we
wasn't
looked
found
everywhere.
here.
No, we looked.
Huh.
You know.
Just as Ella had her unborn child torn away from her, this cow's unborn calf appears to have suffered the same fate. Could this be evidence that cattle mutilations are linked to the Gray's hybridization program?
Yeah.
My camera's up.
Suddenly, something unexplained causes one of the crew's cameras to short out.
What happened?
Like, it literally sounded like a tape, like, you know how, like, a...
Yeah, I heard that.
Coming from this thing.
What is it saying?
I don't know.
Now my camera's bugging out.
Both cameras are unexplainably rendered inoperable. Luckily, the audio rig continues to work.
That kind of thing happens all the time out here.
Huh.
You know?
We should really test this area.
Anomalous energy activity is common on the ranch, often interfering with electronics. What is causing it and why?
No hands up.
Minutes later, just as mysteriously, the cameras start working again and the investigation continues.
What do you think their intent is?
I can't make people believe this, but we've been in contact with the ones responsible.
Explain to me, who are you in contact with?
It's the Grays. Okay, it's the Grays that are doing it.
Finally, a significant connection to the Grays. A remote cattle ranch's secret labs for hybridization efforts.
Are they looking for genetic material? Are they experimenting?
They're using
with...
the blood. They're using the blood to create life.